A military personnel's job is never done. Nigeria asks retired military staff to aid security agencies as they transition into civilian life.
We are all in this together. The Zimbabwean government calls on neighboring communities to give a helping hand in aiding Cyclone Idai victims.
See how Mozambique is getting ahead of a possible health crisis as victims of Cyclone Idai receive strategic health care. Africa 54 starts right now.
Hello and welcome to Africa 54. I'm Anne Nwaudo at Channels Television here in Lagos. I'm joined by Vincent McCory at Voice of America in Washington.
Well, thanks a lot. I'm Vincent McCory at our global headquarters in Washington, D.C. Happy to be with you again for another edition of Africa 54. Let's start off with a look at ex-servicemen's role in securing society. And Nwaudo in Lagos brings you that story.
That's right. Retired military personnel in Nigeria have been asked to remain committed to the task of national defense as they transition into civilian life. This was the core of the conference held at the Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Center in Lagos to mark the passing out of ex-servicemen from the training institution. They were asked to work with security agencies, especially in the area of information gathering.
It's the maiden edition of the Community Intelligence Gathering Seminar at the Armed Forces Resettlement Center in Lagos. In attendance are senior military personnel, including the Chief of Defense Staff, General Abayomi Olonisaki, as well as serving and retired military personnel. The seminar is aimed at enhancing national security by finding solutions to security challenges in parts of the country. The Commandant of the Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Center, Air Vice Marshal Abubakar Liman, highlights the success of the institution, given the amount of support from the government.
We have enjoyed tremendous support, encouragement, and strategic guidance from the executive and legislative leaderships, as well as the governing board of NAFRIC. We are deeply grateful for this support. We also wish to recognize the tireless and unrelenting strategic direction of the Chief of Defense Staff towards transforming the center to a reputable institution for the training of officers and servicemen and women in entrepreneurship and management skills.
The institution provides various trainings for middle and lower cadre ex-servicemen in different areas, including entrepreneurship and management, to equip them for civilian life. But the focus here is on having the former security personnel work with security agencies by acting as intelligence agents in their communities.
The essence of the seminar is to sensitize you to certain key indicators and occurrences within the communities you reside in that could be detrimental to national security. Therefore, as a patriotic citizen, the onus is on you to inform the authorities to enable them to take appropriate actions. It is believed that if this new approach in collaborative national security had been in place in the past, some of the teething national security challenges we are confronting today could have been nipped in the bud.
The seminar is designed to include lectures on sources of intelligence and source protection, techniques of intelligence gathering, basic community intelligence gathering, and effective interagency collaboration. The new approach of engaging ex-servicemen in tackling insecurity is expected to provide opportunities for more effective ways of securing the nation.
Joining us to talk about the role of ex-servicemen in securing the nation is retired Colonel Yomi Dare. Welcome to Africa 54.
Thank you for having me.
Now let's start with the potential of this approach. How much do you think former military personnel can contribute to national security, especially in the fight against insurgency?
Well, I believe the involvement of ex-military men in the fight against crime and associated things such as insurgency will go a very long way in enhancing our national security because most of the training that these ex-servicemen have gotten over the years will come to play. You look at the situation whereby some of them haven't disengaged from the military, are still, strong enough to contribute. So it will be to the government or it will be in the national interest if they are given such opportunity to contribute their quota, because a lot has been invested in training them, and it's like also giving back to the society or the nation, if you may say.
What are some of the criteria that could qualify ex-servicemen to continue to serve the nation in the area of intelligence gathering?
Well, like I said, you find out that, in the ex-servicemen, during the course of their service year, active service year, before retirement, some of them served even within the military. Some of them served in the intelligence corps, because like in the military, there are various areas. You have the medical, you have the engineering, you have the strictly intelligence gathering, like the military, like the intelligence corps, and then you have the military police. So, for example, those who served in the intelligence corps, they can readily fit in. And even those who did not serve in the intelligence corps, by some training to just sharpen their knowledge, they definitely fall into line. So, physical fitness, good record of service are some of the criteria that will qualify ex-servicemen for further service.
Apart from intelligence gathering, in what other aspects of security can the experience of former military personnel be harnessed?
Thank you very much. Well, it's not only about security duties. For example, in a situation where you have government shutdown, where you have crisis, where you have like the labor calling for their members to down tools, and then people cannot work. So, for example, the Air Force, they can be deployed to man our various airports. They can man the control towers. And then for the naval personnel too, they can function at the ports authority, in a situation whereby, you have the civil servants down in tools there. So they can be deployed there to function there, It's the same way, also in the hospitals too. They can function in the hospitals.
We know we can't talk about this group of people without mentioning their welfare. Is enough being done to guarantee good quality of life after their service to the country?
Well, of course, we continue to ask that the government try. I think the welfare thing is a work in progress. It's a continuous exercise. But you are aware that, there's a pension scheme, and then every service personnel, until his death, he is on the pension scheme, and is paid pension according to his category, according to his grade, whilst, at the point of exit. So that's part of the welfare. And there's also, but there's still a lot that needs to be done for these ex-servicemen. I'll give you an example. Like an ex-serviceman, he should enjoy some rebates. For example, ex-servicemen should have stores where they can go and purchase merchandise, supermarkets within military bases, and there they will enjoy rebates. I believe that's what is done in advanced countries. So these are some of the ways that their welfare can be enhanced. And then, of course, their pay, their pension should be paid promptly, and then good medical medical services. They should avail them of medical services. So these are the areas, when we talk about welfare, I think these are the areas that should concern us and should be looked into.
Retired Colonel Yomi Dari, thank you so much for joining us today on Africa 54.
Thank you very much. I appreciate this.
Well, we want to know what you think about Africa 54 and the stories we cover. Join the conversation on Facebook. The address is Africa 54. And check out our headlines 24/7 on voaafrica.com. Now, coming up, recognizing the importance of routine immunizations, Northern Nigeria's traditional rulers work to improve access in the region.